Hi, this is Becca with UNC Wellness. I teach a class I like to call Men Who Want to Bend, and we focus on flexibility, strength, and stretch postures. So one thing that makes the class unique is that we avoid any sudden transitions between floor and standing like you might do with a sun salutation. So instead, making a little more methodical transitions that helps to build stability and also work on that flexibility. So of course, if you're watching my video, you don't have to be a man to participate, so come on and join us. You might choose to use a block. Now, if you don't have a block at home, you can use a book. I brought a couple of my Norton Anthologies of English Literature from college. They're pretty much the exact size of a yoga block, so you can find things around the house. If you would like a towel, if you don't have a strap, a towel works well for that purpose too. Okay? So I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. So let's begin with some centering breath. You might like to close your eyes. So we're going to work with the equal part breath, which just means that the inhale matches the exhale in length. And we'll start off with a count of 4, and you'll be on your own count. So on the inhale, we breathe in for a count of 4, and then out for a count of 4. And again, inhale for a count of 4. And then exhale for a count of 4. And if you'd like to move up to 5, you can count in for 5. And then exhale for 5. And again, inhale for 5. And then exhale for 5. And if you're feeling comfortable with 5, you're welcome to move up to 6. You'll find it has to start from a deeper place. And that's an inhale for 6. And an exhale for 6. And again, an inhale for 6. And an exhale for 6. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms above the head, and then exhale, bring the hands behind us. Open the heart, drop your shoulders, lift the chin. And release. We're going to start off with some flowing side bends and then add twists. You're welcome to use a block on either side of you, and that way the hand can meet the block rather than the mat if you need a little bit more length. Okay? On our inhale, we're going to sweep our arms overhead. On the exhale, I'm going to my left. My left hand meets the mat. We're going to lean over, open the heart to the sky, look to your upper hand. Inhale, find the center, and then exhale down to the other side. Inhale, find the center. So we have 3 more passes. Exhale down, lean over. Inhaling, lift. Exhale. Inhaling, lift. 2 more passes. And 1 more pass. As you lean over, open the heart to the sky. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. Open the heart to the sky. Inhale to the center. And then again, bring the hands behind you. Open the heart, drop your shoulders, lift your chin. And release. You're going to add the twist. Inhale, arms overhead. I'm going to my left again to start. Exhale, down to the left. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Inhale, find the center. Exhale, coming to the other side. Lift and lengthen. Relax your back shoulder. Inhale to the center. You have 3 more. Exhale down. Lift and lengthen. Drop your back shoulder. Exhale down to the other side. Very good. You have 2. And then let's go ahead and do 1 more. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring the hands down. Long spine. Relax your shoulder. And then again, open the heart. Relax your shoulder. Sweep the hands to the middle. And then bring those hands behind you, open the heart, drop your shoulders, and release. So we're going to send the legs out to the front. We're going to do some seated sun salutations. You want to avoid what I call the Schlump asana, which is to sit hunched over. If you tend to do that, you might sit on a block, a rolled mat, or a towel to give yourself some extra length. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend the knees and slip a block underneath. So in our inhale, we're going to sweep our arms overhead. Exhale, fold at the hip, going down towards the feet. Inhale, half lift up, neutral spine. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, arms overhead, big reach. Exhale, bring the arms behind, open the heart, drop your shoulders. You're going to do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Remember, you don't have to reach your feet. You're just going in that direction. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Very good. Reach behind. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, fold at the hip. Inhale, half. Exhale. Inhale, all the way up. Bring those arms behind. 1 more round. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale, hands behind, open the heart, drop your shoulders, and release. This time we're going to bring the feet together and then open the feet like a book, drop the knees to the side, so it's a seated butterfly. You can slip blocks underneath. We're going to sit tall, nice long lower back. If you find that you're clenching your quads, see if you can release those a little bit. And then release. And then we're going to work our way over to all fours, coming onto hands and knees. So our spine is in a neutral position. We're in a tabletop. If you need to pad the knees, you can place a towel underneath them or roll the mat. So we're going to pedal the feet to stretch out the calf and the toes. We're not coming to a balance so that the toes are staying on the floor. So we're going to pick up our right knee, right toes on the floor, and we're going to press back on the exhale. And then bring that knee down, pick up the left toe on the floor, and then press back on your exhale. We're going to do 2 more times each side. Toe on the floor, press back through your right heel. Back to the center. Switching to the left, press back on your exhale. And then final time, right toes on the floor, send the right heel back. And release, final time on the left. Toes on the floor, sit back through the heel. And then release. I'm going to move into a resting posture, either child's pose or puppy pose. You might want to separate the knees a little wider. So for child's pose, we're bringing the hips towards the heels, arms are out in front. And for the puppy pose, we're propped up on the forearms, and we can make a little pillow with the fists for the head. And from child's pose or puppy pose, we'll walk up to the hands and then up to standing. So for our standing postures, you might choose to use a block, and if that's the case, go ahead and bring it right to the front. So for forward fold, we want to be mindful that we're folding at our hip and keeping a neutral spine. So our sits bones are pressing back, we're folding at the hip, keeping the spine neutral. We can also bend the knees. We want to avoid what I call the Schlump asana, which means that we're collapsing forward, rounding the back. It's not great for your lower back, and also you'll never reach your feet that way. So instead, we're always folding at the hip. So keeping a soft knee, we're going to sweep our arms overhead, and on the exhale, soft knee, go ahead and fold down, find that forward fold. Hands can be on the floor, on the block. You can also come to a half lift with the hands underneath the knees. And then on the inhale, we're going to sweep our arms all the way up again. And then exhale, soft knees and fold. This time we're going to add a twist. So I'm bringing my left hand to the block with the wrist under the shoulder. I'm going to lift up my right arm either parallel to the floor, or if I have the range of motion, I can reach the fingertips to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to close. And then on the inhale, we're going to lift up that right arm. Exhale, close. We'll do one more time each side. My left hand's on the block. I'm sweeping up the right, either parallel or all the way to the sky. Close that out. One more time with the left arm, either parallel or all the way up. Exhale, close. We'll inhale, half lift up, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, sweep those arms overhead. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Left hand on the block, we're going to sweep up the right. Close. Inhale, sweep up the other side. Close. One more time each side. Sweeping up. Close. Sweeping up that left arm again. Close. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Arms straight up and overhead. Very good. 2 more times through. Exhale, fold. Folding at the hip. Left hand on the block or the mat. Sweep up the right arm. Exhale, close. Switching sides. Exhale, close. Do that again. Sending up the right arm. Exhale, close. Inhale up the left. Exhale, close. Inhale, half lift, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up, sweep those arms overhead. We have 1 more round through. Exhale, fold down. Left hand on that block. Inhale, lift up the right arm. Exhale, close. Switching sides. Exhale, close. 1 more time each side. Lifting the right. Closing it out. Inhale, lifting the other side. Closing it out. Inhale, arms come overhead. And this time we're going to reach behind. We're going to bring the fingers together. You can either clasp the hands, or if that's not quite working for you, you can hold an invisible ball. We're going to open the heart, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Nice stretch. And then release. Very good. Relax those shoulders. I'm going to step to the top of the mat to move through a warrior sequence. So I'm stepping to my left. And from the top of the mat, we'll step back with the right foot. And it's a natural step back. You don't have to take up the entire mat. So our hips are square to the top of the mat. We're bending into our left knee. The knee stays over the ankle. My right heel is grounded. We can bring hands to heart center. You can come to scarecrow arms or lift the arms overhead. I'm going to come to scarecrow. Squeeze my shoulders together, shoulder blades together. My spine is neutral. And of course, we're breathing. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to pedal out our right foot, sink into our warrior 2. So with warrior 2, the left heel will approximately bisect the right arch. Your right foot's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Your left toes are still pointing to the other side. We lift up our arms. If your shoulders tend to be tense, you can also come to heart center. And we might gaze over our left fingers. And on our inhale, take the left arm to the sky, big reach. We can look to our upper hand or turn our eye gaze to our back foot. On that exhale, we're going to find warrior 2 once more. And then straighten the left leg. We're coming to triangle pose. Reaching out, fingertips track over the toes, and we're finding triangle. So the left hand can be either on the leg or on a block. Right arm can extend to the sky or tuck behind you. So your heart in triangle pose is facing outward rather than to the ground. So if you find you're tilting to the floor, bring that left hand a little closer to the knee. That'll allow you to open up and maybe gaze to the sky. And then inhale, find that warrior two once more. We're going to straighten the front leg and then step both feet together. I'm going to move to the other side of the mat so you can see. So I'm going to my right side now. I'm going to take a step back with the left foot, starting off in warrior one once more. Hips are square to the top of the mat. We're bending into our right knee over the ankle, left foot grounded. I'll come to scarecrow arms once more, but you can choose one of the other options. Relaxing the shoulders, keeping the spine neutral. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll spin out the left foot, drop into our right knee. The right knee this time directly over the ankle. Right heel is going to bisect the left arch. And we're going to lift up the arms, relaxing those shoulders. And again, if your shoulders are tense, we can come back to the heart. And then gaze over your right fingers. On our next inhale, right arm lifts to the sky, finding our reverse warrior. We have a nice stretch down the right side. You can also turn your eye gaze to the back foot. Exhale again to warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg for triangle pose, hinge at the hip. And as we open in the triangle, the right hand can come to the leg or a block, left arm to the sky or tucked behind. So check the heart, make sure it's pointing out in front of you. If you're tilted towards the mat, bring that right hand a little closer to the knee so you can stay open. Inhale, find your way to warrior two once more. We're going to straighten that front leg, step the feet towards one another. We're going to come back to forward fold, so sweep our arms overhead, soft knees, fold at the hip. Go ahead and come down. Hands can be on the floor, on the block, or you can come to a half lift. And as you're in forward fold, notice the feet. We want equal weight between the feet. If you find you're leaning more on one side than the other, try to square up yourself. On our inhale, we'll sweep our arms overhead. Exhale, hands behind, open the heart, draw your shoulder blades together, hands are together. And release. So we'll move on to balance. We'll do tree. For tree, you can use a wall. So if you want, you can have full support with your back against the wall, or sometimes it's just helpful to know it's nearby. You can place a hand on the wall or just stand near it. So for balance, a few tips to remember. We always start those tips with the feet. So our feet should be grounded. If you find you tend to ball your foot up when you're balancing, see if you can release the toes so you can feel the entire foot grounded on the mat. The knee is going to stay soft, slightly bent. We try to avoid locking the knee, keeping an active quad, and the torso is upright. Right? So I'm going to lean my weight into the right foot, remembering those cues, grounded toes, soft knee, active quad. I'm going to turn my left knee out. I can stop here with my left toes on the floor, heel above the ankle. We can hold here, or you can slip the foot up to your calf muscle. Now we want to avoid pressing on our kneecap. So if your heel is pressing into the kneecap, drop it down so that you're on your calf. And that standing leg is also active, so we're not just shoving the foot into the leg, but that calf is pressing back. So hands can be at the heart or out to the side. And as always, breezy trees are okay. Very good. Let's release. We'll switch sides, taking our weight now into that left foot, soft knee, active quad, right toe on the floor, heel over the ankle, neutral spine. We can keep the heel where it is or slip it up to the calf muscle. Hands can be at the heart, or we can bring the arms to the side. Very good. Let's go ahead and drop down that foot. We're going to take a shoulder roll, so let's lift the shoulders to the ears. Go ahead and relax them back. And one more time. Very nice. Now sweep our arms overhead, and on the exhale, we'll swan dive all the way down to the mat and find our way again to an all fours position with the hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. And from our all fours position, we'll come around to seated. And we can either cross the legs or let the legs go out to the front. I'm going to stretch the shoulders using some eagle arms. So I'm going to bring out my right arm on the bottom first, cross my left at the elbow. We can either give ourselves a hug or wrap the arms. The hug is fine. So we're going to take a shoulder roll. Let's lift the shoulders towards the ears and then allow the shoulder blades to settle back and down, getting a nice stretch through the upper shoulders. And then release, bring the hands behind us, open the heart, drop those shoulders back, lift the chin. And release. So we're going to switch sides. So bringing that left arm underneath, right arm crosses at the elbow. We can give ourselves a hug or once again wrap the arms. As always, a hug is fine. And let's lift the shoulders towards the ears and then exhale. Release those shoulders back. And then release. Hands behind you. Open the heart. Drop your shoulders. And then come back to the center. So we're going to roll down to the back. We're going to work our abs and stretch our hips from the ground. So go ahead and roll to the back. We're going to start off with some ab work with leg extension. So the leg extensions, there's several options. You take whatever's going to be best for you. So we start with our legs at 90 degrees. The knee will be directly over the hip. We don't want to pull the knee all the way into the chest. We want to stop right over the hip to keep the abs engaged. So the middle level is to go one leg at a time, and so we're going to press out that right leg, and on your exhale, bring it back in. And then press out the left, and then bring it back in. If that's a little too much for your back, we can place one foot on the floor, and then press away the leg, and then bring it back in. And then switch sides. And if you want the most challenge, we're going to sit on our hands, at least that's what I like to do, and then press both legs away from you at the same time, and then bring it back in. So you choose whatever options work for you. You'll find that the closer you bring the heel to the floor without touching, the more challenging that pose, more challenging on the abs, so you can choose whatever's best for you. So go ahead and do one more, making sure our legs are even. And then let's bring those knees to chest. And then drop down the feet. We're going to do recline pigeon. So we're going to take that left ankle, cross it over the right knee. So you can hold here with the right foot on the mat. This is helpful if you have some lower back tenderness, keeps that support. And you can use your left hand to press away the left inner thigh. Or if you like, you can pick up the legs. You can hold the hamstring. You can also take a strap or towel and bring it around the back of the legs and hold on to the tails of the legs. You can use your elbow to press away the left inner thigh. And then go ahead and release. So we're going to switch sides, taking that right ankle, crossing it over the left knee. Same options here. You can keep your left foot on the floor and press away your right inner thigh. Or you can pick up the legs either using your hands or a strap. and we hold here. Very good, and let's go ahead and release. So moving on to spinal twist, we're going to twist to the right first. So we're going to take our knees over to the right side. You can put a block between the knees or underneath the knee, or even underneath your foot if that's helpful. The arms will fall wherever keeps the shoulders comfortable. You can also turn your head in opposite direction of the knees. And breathe. And we'll inhale to the center, and then take the knees to the left so the knees stay stacked. Relax your shoulders. You can use your block here again if you choose. And then find your way back to center. We're going to move to recline butterfly, so the feet open like a book. We drop the knees to the side. You can slip blocks underneath the knees. We want to keep a natural curve in the lower back, so if you find you're flattening your lower back to the floor, you might scoot your shoulders up to give yourself some space. Hands can rest on the belly. You can also bring your arms to scarecrow along the floor. And we'll bring those knees in. Hug the knees to the chest. This time we're coming to legs up the wall without the wall. It's very helpful to brace your back, which you can do by sitting on the hands, using a towel underneath the lower back, or if you want something more dramatic, you can slip a block underneath the lower back. And we're going to lift the legs up. It's okay if the knees are bent. And if you'd like, you can roll the ankles one way and then the other. You can also point and flex the toes. And then release the feet to the mat. And we're going to extend all the way so the legs are out in front of us. And coming to Shavasana. So hands can rest on the belly or to the side. So instead of the equal part breath, we'll find what's called sinking breath. Just means the exhale lasts a bit longer than the inhale. That's something you can feel your way through. Or if you like, you can count. You might count in for 4 and then out for 5 or 6. And if you're doing your yoga practice outside, it's a nice chance to listen to the birds, hear the rustle of the wind in the trees. And we'll slowly start to bring the knees to chest, roll over to one side, and then find our way to a seated posture. On our inhale, sweep the arms overhead, hands meet, and then come to the heart. As always, my heart honors your hearts. Namaste.